So, dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. So, this is our ongoing meditation session. And once we get connected with the other network, we're ready to start the session for today. Okay, so dear Dhamma practitioners, be comfortable yourself and relax your body. Keep your back straight, neck head straight in one line, and your right palm on your left. So gently close your eyes and bring your attention to this bell sound. And while you're focusing to the sound, mentally relax your body, relax your mind, and relax your breathing with your thoughts. So do nothing extra. Just follow the sound, please. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Exalted One, the fully enlightened One. So, dear Dhamma practitioners, in these ongoing meditation sessions, we mainly try to give some basic informations about tranquility meditation and insight meditation. So for this tranquility meditation, we call samatha bhavana. And the bhavana means cultivation of mind, cultivation of awareness, development of your cultivation. And the insight meditation is the cultivation of awareness with the insight. So when it comes to insight, means that your whole moment of experience. And when it comes to tranquility meditation, another way it interpreted as serenity meditation. Or it brings the serene to your mind, not the outside. We know about outside, but with serenity, we mostly appreciate and try to merge with the outside world, and we try to more engage with the environment outside, and we try more to change the outside situation to serene. But when it comes to meditation, it's about your mind. So how you can bring the serenity to your mind? How you can bring the calmness to your mind? Because as example, when it comes to meditation, so you go to a retreat place, just imagine. So in the retreat place, that you retreat means what? You retreat from your lifestyle. And so when you go to a the retreat place, maybe there are a lot of sound, noise, or busy place. People do a lot of activities. And sometimes you say, oh, this is not a retreat place. This is not a meditation place. Why we say that? Because we think that, just as example, if the place is so calm, relaxed, quiet, no? And then we think, oh, this is a retreat place. How? Because with the outside condition, we thought, oh, we can merge to that. We can be with it. Being with it, we think that we can gain it. So when it comes to the very depth of the meditation, it's of course that environments give us certain kind of influence. But when it go to the depth of the meaning of meditation, it is not about that. So that is where you have to be very clear. In the beginning, to start, it's okay. But in the depth, it's about you. How you can work with your own mind. Can you bring that calmness, that beauty, that what you experience in the outside world, can you bring it from inside? Now we gain it from outside. We go to a beautiful place, we go to a very serene, calm, quiet place. We get it from outside. So can you bring it from inside? So as example, you go to a very busy place. And when you go there, and you become so calm, you become so relaxed, you become so soft. So for that busy place, you are the one who brings the serenity. You are the one who brings the calmness. Your appearance itself going to be the tranquility state for that place. So that is what you have to develop inside your mind with this tranquility meditation. Otherwise, if the mind is so busy, always like a roller coaster, wherever you go and whatever you do, you may change the place, you go to a different teacher, but still you're going to go with your same mind. So look into that. When you look into the mind, so what you see is as thoughts, not the mind. So as you know that when it comes to the Dharma, the ultimate truth about this everything, that the unsatisfactory nature, selflessness, impermanent. So when it comes to the impermanent, that out of this all always change. Everything change. There's nothing going to remain the same. Everything change. Imagine, it's very simple, but so powerful. And when it comes to that, in day-to-day life, we all look for change. Why we practice meditation? Why you practice meditation? Because you need the change. You are not complete, or you are not satisfied with who you are. You are not satisfied with what you have, or with your mind, not about this material world, that with your mind you are not satisfied. The thing is this, if everything change, that is the bottom line, then why we look for change? Just try to understand. If everything change, even that our appearance, our becoming, happen as a result of change. But still on the top of that change, we build up our life, still looking for change. Everybody look for change. In every way, we look for change. But why is it so hard? You know, everywhere people struggle, and why it is hard to find, why it's hard to become like that way. There should be something, because that's the nature. And to change, you don't need to do anything, because it itself happens. Then why we have to do this everything to find the change? Even though that everything change, on the top of that change, there is something remain, the kind of like the same repetition, that when it comes to the same means, it's a kind of like a mental qualities, not the material things, mental behavior, desires related to the greed, hatred, and the delusion. And on the surface level, your life go up and down, but still you hold it to the same thing, greed, hatred, and the delusion. So then why we hold that way? So that's meaning deeply, we don't want change. So if you look very carefully, this serenity doesn't come to us, this calmness, this tranquility state doesn't come to us because of that busyness. We always keep looking, we look for the change, on the top of the change, and we can't see it. And but still keep looking. So when you settle down for a moment, and with that calmness, with that tranquility state, you are capable to see the very behavior of the mind. When you see the mind, you will recognize there is something. The mind happens with the certain behavior. It has a character. Get this very carefully. Your mind means your brain or your thoughts, mental formations, is mainly has a one major character, that it's very special behavior. If you are capable to get that and drop it, your life going to change itself. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to put effort to change. So what is that we have to drop? What is the nature we have to recognize in your mind with your bodily, verbally, mentally actions? If you look very carefully, it is visible and it is invisible. It is black and it is white. It is dark, it is soft. It's go to left, it's look like right. It's look like go higher, but it take you down. That's the very, very complicated behavior of the thoughts, the mind, mental formation. What is that? That is underneath you deeply, there is something happen. That is what we call repetition. So there's deeper current in you with your thoughts. The repetition happen. It repeats something. On the top of the change, when the mental formations change, that the repeat, it covered the deeper change. And that repetition stimulate yourself, that it's all the brain cells, your neurons, that your whole nerve system, it has power to stimulate that repetition. And it creates it kind of like drugs. And once we into that, what happens? We hold that repetition as happiness. So when we look for the life, this is the thing that, and maybe we take like 20 years old young person. So because that person anymore not a child. After 18 years, then that person capable to maintain his life itself. So he or she. So we take a 20 years old girl or boy. And then you ask from that person, what is the happiness that you want out of your life? So to give an answer, that person look forward and imagine something. Think ahead and dream about something. You can do this very experiment if you have a brother, sister, or any child around you. You can do this. Unless that person not hear this talk. So then right away, that person will tell you something about the happiness or the life or something that what he want regarding his future. You know how it come to his mind? As a child. Forget about the beyond the death. From the birth to that 20 years, that in the first early 20 years, somewhere, maybe seeing something, maybe hearing something, maybe smelling something, tasting something, maybe feeling something. For the first time, may it happen, maybe it happened in the sansaric journey, but forget about that. From this time, he went through some kind of experience and it stimulated his This all the nerve system and the brain and it wire and fire all the neurons. That stimulated moment brought him kind of like feelings to uplift his moment from the present experience, and it disappeared. But that memory, what happens? Start to build the idea about happiness. Maybe it disappeared, but that the memory always thought about it deeply, had the dream about that little happiness and what happened. So by the time it multiply and it start to go to different dimensions and different ways to gain that happiness in this different environment with the different feelings. So it start to repeat in his mind as an imagination. And then by the time what happens, it become the building blocks of his desire or the what he want out of his life. So when you ask what the happiness you want, what happens, the right away that deeper building blocks bring a kind of like a blueprint for him to project about the future, and that person going to tell, oh, I want this. So, but the person doesn't know it is the repetition of that what he went through. So then what happened by the time, it's the same thing. By the time, that repetition sometimes make you tired, but still you don't know how to get out of it. See that we are the change, but still when the repetition become powerful, we don't know how to bring the change. So when the repetition become powerful, we feel we lost and we have no power over our own behavior. And the addiction is one part of it, and emotions can come as another part of it. And sometimes that it can come as a failure. It can come as a different character, so the different names, different behavior. But somehow the very roots of that all is the repetition. So your life, when it comes to the samsara, if you can bring as a one word, the billion years of your samsaric journey as a one word, you can put it as a repetition. So then when you come to your mind, when you observe your mind, by the time when you have the serene calmness, once you get into the tranquility state, and through tranquility state, when you are capable to see the mind, by the time you are capable to understand, oh, I see, it is a repetition happening in me. You look the same thing. You keep doing the same thing. It's a very little thing in deeper with your own feelings. Maybe as example, you want to get the wow feeling. Every day you used to see through that seeing something, catch, with your eyesight, catch something and say, wow, that wow feeling. And maybe 1 hour, very difficult hike, you take to the top of the mountain. and imagine that you can gain that wow feeling. See that one wow feeling has power to take you through all this difficult hike through 1 hour. You keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. You know, give up everything, keep going. And then once you come to the top of the mountain, you feel, oh, wow. Then in that very moment, what happened? That repetition, release the, in the Western way, yeah, that you can say it's kind of like, release chemicals. And it's kind of like a mental behavior. But when it comes to the Eastern culture, it is just not the brain. So as example, it's your whole body, each and every muscles, your entire consciousness, and has ability to remember that. Every day, as example, if you take the same hike for a while, then your legs, your muscles, your all the pain, that everything, even inside organs can feel. And not only that, according to the Eastern way, it is not only your body. Just imagine you take the same hike every day and you start at 10 a.m. and by 10:30 you come to the half level of the mountain. In that place there is a beautiful tree and a little shade. You stay 1 minute there. So then what happens? So by the time you go 1 week to get that wow feeling there, and when you go halfway and your entire body feel that within another few minutes you reach to the half and you're going to get a little rest, and then your inside organ events, it also go with that. And that's how sometimes when you go to some places and you don't feel that you want to go to bathroom, but when you come closer to your house, suddenly you feel. And sometimes you go to certain places, you don't feel to eat and you don't feel to drink water. But once you come to closer to your house, and you suddenly feel that. The beauty is not only that. Listen this, what happens? Once you reach to the half of that mountain, the tree is there. And once you come closer to that tree, so what happened by the time? That tree knows that you come closer to it. That tree knows. It's not a kind of like that, the way we know about something like that. No. It somehow it has a deeper connection. So by this, so then what is that mean then? It is just not only you repeat things. You have to understand this environment repeat things. So then look at your behavior around you. And if you take every day this pen, and by the time before you touch it, the vibration of this pen going to change, and it start to tune to the same vibration when your fingers come close. What does that mean? That means this entire universe repeat. Be careful. This entire universe repeat. The breakdown, the method to break down that has only one key. There are not many other keys. As you know, there are some locks has only one key. There's no copies. Kind of like a cryptocurrencies. It's one password. If you lost that password, there is no way you can get access to that account. So other bank account, sometimes you can call and you can get you can reset the password. But the cryptocurrency, you can't. If you lost it, you lost. That's it. So like that, to unlock this method or the pattern, there's only one method you have. Only one key you can get. There's no any other way. Somehow you will get into the repetition. That key is what we call Vipassana. There's no any other way. And the Vipassana means that sharpening and cleaning your mind and get out of the mental formations and recognize how things come to be as they are. So for that, there are 4 ways, 4 foundations. And from that 4 foundation, you can build up any foundation. Contemplating the body, contemplating the sensation or the pain, contemplating the mind, or contemplating the phenomena, or the very behavior, the natural behavior, natural process. And out of that all, finally you can, there is no such a thing called self. And beyond that, you reach to the very behavior of 4 elements: heat, motion, liquidity, and hardness. Once you reach to that, anymore, that there is no repetition going to happen in you. So that is the process that you can go through by time, practicing by time. It can take time. But what I want to tell in day-to-day life as an ordinary person, just remember, even though this everything change, on the top of that change, there is a repetition. So when the repetition become the change, we can't get out of it. That is where we build up the patterns and the methods. If you look very carefully, this all the material things, the physical things, the thoughts, all has a pattern, method, structure. So in day-to-day life, more than these outside things, understand first where we are and what is our inner behavior. So then in the very first level, keep this knowledge as a shield for yourself. And when there is something come to your mind, so of course now you should have some kind of tranquility practice, and at the same time the basic understanding about this behavior. And then when there is something come to your mind, any thought, you can argue about it and develop the logical mind and reasoning yourself. You can look into yourself. That's why it is more about practice and look into yourself. It's not listening to me or believing or rejecting or resisting what I am telling. Look into yourself. Whatever thoughts come to you, whatever feelings come to you, whatever the ideas come to you, whatever the bodily, verbally, mentally action that come to you, that you perform, you're going to perform, is not a very brand new, independent, isolated, bodily or mentally or verbally action. How about that? You can challenge yourself and look into you. When you start from tomorrow, when you wake up, And you can put a camera nowadays everywhere. It's very simple, $10, $20, you can buy a camera. Set up it and look. So we have done it. So that's what I'm telling. Even while you're sleeping, you don't believe that, that how this muscle memory works. If you practice Vipassana, and if you sleep mindfully, and if you change that pattern, then it's not going to. But for an ordinary person, just as example, that the newly born babies, the mothers, they know sometimes. If they wake up 2 o'clock, if they feel hungry, if they want to feed the child 2 o'clock sometimes, most of time, every day, 2 o'clock, this child in the middle of, early morning, maybe wake up and cry. So like that, if you put a camera, now you go to sleep, then maybe you like midnight, 12:30 a.m. or 1 a.m. You normally sleep to right side. And then maybe one day you turn to left side, 12:30 a.m. And keep look. Every day you turn. In that time, your body turn to that. Maybe 2 a.m. You're deep sleep. Now you forget about meditation, forget about this tranquility or anything, forget about this. You deeply sleep. Maybe your body need to change by midnight or 1 a.m. Somehow the body start to find the change. Or maybe your leg start to move, or your arm start to move. So like that. So why I want to bring this today? So remember all this like, dislike. So I want to do this or that kind of things like that way. Most of time things you have done in your life. So then, when you try to do something, look into yourself and know it's come from somewhere, from inside you, not from outside. It's come from somewhere from inside you. And that is the day mostly you recognize we don't live with this outside. Getting this outside help, we stimulate our inside. That is our human behavior. So Vipassana means you slowly neutralize that stimulation and just become completely harnessed with the moment rather than getting this inside stimulation. That method we call equanimity. That when you have that equanimity, there's no that inside stimulation. And there's no that your inner organs start to go with this biochemical releasing or vibration or wiring and firing your neurons or your nerve system not going to stimulate. That is where completely you tune to the moment and be with the moment. And in that very moment, the shift happen. That is where that shift will take you to the change. And once you see that change anymore, you have no effort to find the change. You have no effort to to try to change anything, but look at ourselves. We try to change ourselves. We try to change the people. We try to change the government. We try to change this. We try to change that. We try to change even the environment. Even the worst thing, we try to change the animals. People do that. It's real. We try to change the children. It's the worst thing. We try to change the husband. We try to change the wife. We try to change everything. But why we do this? Because we don't see the change. But once the day comes for you, just try to understand. Merge with your intuition and wisdom. Just imagine when you are capable to see the change, and once you be with the change, once you tune to the equanimity, and you don't try to change anything, you just accept everything as it is because you know it is the change. So how about that? So remember, it's happening always within yourself. So try to be with that. So this Vipassana is deeply going to that deeper, the level of understanding, experience. It's just not closing eyes and observing inhalation, exhalation, or kind of like that. It has a deeper way to go. And it has a deeper place to be with the change. So one day, remember, it's okay for now, you try to change and do the change, but remember, by the time yourself, you have no power to change anything, but still, you have power to be with the change. That is the thing. You have no power to change anything, but you have power to be with the change. And that is the key. So try to understand that. So with that, let's get into practice a little bit now. So your right palm on your left and neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. So bring attention to your body. Scan head to toes yourself and say Sopatteva, oh may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime, and detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing the sensation of your inhalations and exhalations. So in the beginning, deeply and gently, breathe in, breathe out 3 times and find the sensation, please. And allow your inhalations, exhalations happen itself. And when it happens through the sensation, recognize it and try to be with the change. Don't interfere with it or don't try to do anything. Bring your attention to your body, please. Observe your posture. We cultivate loving kindness and compassion in our heart and radiate it as a light through entire your compound, village, city, state, country, world, around this universe. Also, as far as you can, through galaxies, other planets, stars. Reminding yourself like this. With clear intention, mentally repeat after me. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings live in security and in peace. Beings who are frail or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away, already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart forward. Visualize yourself and send it as a light. To your backside. To your left side. And to your right side. Downward. And upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy, without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it, with the maximum effort to the highest, wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So first of all, we offer this practice to the great qualities of the Buddha, Dhamma, and the Sangha. And also by the power of these meritorious deeds, may all of us attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. May all your guardian angels and deities will receive these merits and increase their longevity and protect all of you from any kind of planetary influences or any ill effects. Tavata chammi sampadam punya sampadam sabbe deva numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta numodantu sabba sampatti siddhya Imaya dhammanu dhamma patipattiya buddham pujemi dhammam pujemi sangham pujemi Addaya imaya patipattiya jati jara vyadhi maranam paribunjisami Idamme punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.